Mike, I assume you have a comment because you don't like it.
Now I'm not saying I don't like it. I think it's catchy. I think I think it's a good draw in. I just don't think that it accurately describes us. You know what I'm saying? Does that
What,
make
Sure.
sense?
what would
I mean,
accurately
sure. Yeah.
describe us?
I don't know, maybe some like yacht rock, you know what I'm saying? No,
Yacht rock. Hold,
I don't want that.
hold
no,
on.
just
I have no fucking clue what yacht rock is.
dog.
Can you explain that?
Get out of here.
It's a whole like subgenre from the 80s. I'm trying to think of a good example.
Reeling in the Years,
Oh my God.
Steely
Really?
Dan. What's the one by not Sultans of Swing? What's the big one they talk about microwave ovens and it's like come on, who is that?
No,
You don't know that
I
song?
don't
It's like
know.
the
No,
greatest it's
you
the
lost me
greatest
on that
guitar
one.
intro. Ah, God.
Greatest guitar intro.
Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Dire Straits? You know Dire
Oh,
Straits?
money for nothing. Is that what you're
There we
saying?
go.
Okay. Isn't that yacht rock?
I think it's
I don't
yacht
know if
rock.
that's yacht rock, man.
Maybe the boys are back in town. That's a little yacht rock.
That is
That-
not yacht rock.
That can't be
Little
yacht rock.
Steve
Come on.
Miller band, fly like an eagle.
No, you're losing it.
I'm not saying we need that as the intro. I'm saying
No. I'm saying you don't know what yacht rock is. You said we should do yacht rock, and then I don't think you've named a single yacht rock song.
The shorter the better, right? Like we just need like a little blip.
That's what I'm saying. That's
well,
why I created that's 15 seconds. That's by AI.
I was told the longer the better, but you know, that's your opinion, not mine.
We are in our infancy putting people out of jobs.
Yeah.
I tried to use Chat GPT today to make me a logo for something, and it wanted me to register, and that's where I stopped right there.
There are so many websites that you can use besides ChatGPT.
I know, but see,
Yeah.
no, I understand that, but I'm really particular. I know exactly what I wanted. If they weren't going to produce, I wasn't going to do it. So I wasn't going to waste time registering.
Sell yourself out to China. Go to DeepSeek.
Yeah. I've been trying to get on DeepSeek for like the past 2 weeks. Every time I like try and load it up and make an account, it like just keeps spinning. It doesn't allow me to.
You're not their clientele, dude. They want people
No.
with insider information on the American government.
Yeah, sadly, I do not have that.
Well,
But-
that's why I was actually on the phone with my cousin Veronica from Canada. I don't know if you remember her, but she is a graphic designer for a company in Montreal. Actually, a couple of her stuff have made it into the malls and billboards in the
that's pretty
city.
cool.
But she also does like some freelance stuff. So I actually chatted with her and I was like, "This is my idea for this logo. Can you help me out?" And she's gonna hook me up. So
What do
I'm
you
happy
what do you
about
need
that.
a logo for?
So you really want to get into this? I mean, it's not bad, but
Go ahead.
so
Yeah.
so I don't know if you guys know this, but my dad turned 60 in November. So for his birthday, we all chipped in and got him a new lawnmower. I don't know if you guys knew this. Okay.
Yeah, I saw the photo and everything.
Yeah. So my dad, who used to work for John Deere years and years ago, very John Deere guy, we all chipped in and got him a new lawnmower, 0-turn whole nine. And now there's a running joke that when he retires, which he still has time for, when he retires, is he's going to have a lawn service. And it's going to be him and our dog Cooper, because when he goes he mows my uncle's lawn, my uncle's neighbor, he's another Ponte, like all these older people's lawns.
Mhm.
And he brings the dog. So there's a joke that when he retires, he's going to just like start a lawn service. So I need my cousin Veronica to make a logo because I'm making t-shirts. So when mowing season starts, we're all t-shirting up, baby. All right, we're all t-shirting up, and it's gonna be
All right.
good. So
That'd be pretty funny.
I have I like drew it out very badly for my cousin to see, but she knows what I want to do. It has the push mower, and I have a dog on hind legs pushing the lawnmower. So it's gonna
This
be pretty
is so
sick.
ironic, dude.
Why?
Because well, all right, so hold on. Before the podcast started, we were talking about how Mike saw my family this weekend, and he was saying that we're the quintessential white family. That's the whitest shit I've ever
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
crazy.
creating T-shirts for each other for a 60th birthday. Oh, for mowing lawns, dude.
Yeah, but
That's
that's my dad's. It's like if you made a T-shirt for your dad, being like Tony C's Law Firm LLC. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm saying. I haven't done that shit. I'm saying
Yeah.
that you guys.
Yeah, he's saying he wouldn't do that.
so what you're telling me is you guys want to get a T-shirt to support a fake business?
Oh, don't get me
No,
wrong.
no. Yeah, I'll wear the T-shirt. That sounds fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm not making the T-shirt.
But you got to understand, I'm not here saying that your parents being a gold. First of all, I said gold standard. Let's start there. Your parents for being a gold standard white family was a bad thing. I genuinely enjoyed that time. It's just not something I was very used to, but it was nice. It was refreshing, that I didn't have to hear that this country's going to shit and we need to move back to Italy and all that stuff,
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me that you weren't used to getting treated with respect and decency.
Wow. Yeah. Nobody, your dad didn't ask me, what am I doing with my life? You know what I'm saying? That's nice,
Sheesh.
So that was
Again,
nice.
that's nice role.
People ask you that question.
Yeah. If I'm ever
Well-
going to make something of myself,
Well, tell me you have a podcast now. That should alleviate the tensions.
Sick.
I'll tell you what, every week that bear behind you looks like somebody's been asking it consistently whether it's going to make something of itself because it looks
Yeah.
depressed, dude.
He's a bum. I'm gonna kick him out. His head is way too big. It droops. It doesn't sit up. That's the problem.
Hey, that's not his fault. Don't shame
Yeah.
his big head. It's
Sorry, I
crazy.
didn't mean to body
Yeah, maybe
shame.
if you gave him the proper support, he'd
That's
be able to
right.
hold his head up high.
Maybe if you treated him like my parents treat you.
This fucking bear got an EBT card. He's doing better than me. Don't worry about it.
Interesting. That's an interesting joke.
I don't know if I like that. Mike,
I don't know if I
to
like
be
that one
honest.
either.
No, not good. Not
No.
good. All right.
No, we're
Cool.
gonna keep it moving.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
we're
you
not
should
gonna
stand up
cut
and-
that out, or
maybe you should
No,
stand up and
no.
open up that robe and distract everybody. For a
yeah,
second.
that's better. Which would you prefer? A joke on social services or my PP? Which one?
We can blur your PP, but
Yeah,
we
You
can't.
can also cut the social services joke.
We could, but that's
we
not as
could,
funny.
but I don't think I'm going to.
I'm also a little offended that Victor's wearing an Eagles jersey, but I'm gonna look past it. I'm gonna look
That's
past
right.
it.
All right.
That's right, baby.
So what?
Super Bowl
What?
champs.
Okay,
Super Bowl
so let's.
champs.
I know we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl. I know we're gonna talk about the halftime show. I have two things to say about the halftime show, but
No, they're both gonna be racist.
Here we go. Here we
Guys,
go.
guys, it's not. Let's calm down here. All right. Let's just take it easy. Let's just calm down. I have two things to say, but I don't know what you. I thought the game was a dud. I mean, I picked the Eagles anyways. The Eagles won in various fashions. I thought Saquon was gonna. I thought he was gonna be the deciding factor. Turned out he was not, but that's okay. He deserves the ring. The Eagles deserve the ring. It all works out. Life is good. Chiefs don't get the three-peat. And here we are. I thought it was very cut and dry, and you kind of knew from minute one exactly how this was going to go down.
Yeah, but that's not what I wanted to see in a game. I wanted a good game. This was
No,
not
nobody
a
wants to
good
see.
game.
Nobody wants to see
I'm
that.
telling you right now, for me, that was pure joy.
Well, you're a
watching
big
them get-
Jalen Hurts guy.
Exactly. Watching the Eagles curb stomp the Chiefs.
No, it was beautiful. It was
That
beautiful.
was-
That was 60 minutes of euphoria for me, man. I enjoyed every single second of that.
What
Were
was
you
your
worried
thoughts
in the
on?
fourth quarter at all?
Oh, I watched the whole. I was just enjoying myself. I was watching the whole thing.
As a Steelers fan, what was your thoughts on former stud quarterback Kenny Pickett going in and taking 4 snaps?
I can't believe I get it. They were up by so much, but I really thought that they would let Jalen take like the final knee. Like you'd put the starters back out for like the last snap or something like that. Usually you kind of want that, I guess, as like a
As a core memory.
yeah, but yeah, letting Kenny throw the ball was insane to me. I thought they were just going to keep running the ball. I knew it was like 3rd down and 8 or whatever, but like I was like, oh, they'll just run a draw play and go to the, just punt it or whatever. But for him to actually take a pass attempt in the Super Bowl, it doesn't hurt. Like it's whatever. I don't care. Like he's clearly not going to lead. He wasn't the reason the Eagles got to the Super Bowl.
Even if he
was just
threw a
there,
pick, even if you threw a pick, I mean, what's really going to happen? Even if
Exactly,
they scored a touchdown off that, it doesn't make any difference.
It would have been really funny if he did throw a pick 6 though.
How was the parade?
The parade
Oh
looked
man,
cool.
the parade was an experience.
What time did you were officially drunk? 10 a.m., 7 a.m.
I mean, no, I didn't drink because I had to drive us
No,
back to
I know, I
Connecticut.
know.
Yeah, but
You stop at Wawa's?
no, we didn't make any cool stops inside the city. We were there for business and business only.
Those trips are not fun. Like in my opinion, it doesn't sound like it's going to be fun because it's like the New Year's Eve thing. You got to be there all day, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so we got into Philly uh at, I want to say, like 1 a.m.
Oh my God, you left the
Yeah.
night before?
Yeah, we left the night before. I got an Airbnb.
This is
So
what
I was
I'm
like, we're just
saying,
going to
dude.
stay.
No, it's the best way to do it. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that that's how hard of the paint you were going.
Yeah, so we left we got there at 1 a.m. I got like 3 hours of sleep. We were up at like 6:30. I couldn't fall asleep right away. We were in part of a city that was still active. So like there were like fire trucks driving by like every like 30 minutes.
Where
and it
were
was
you?
just-
What part of the city?
So on Broad Street. So like the big street that runs through Philly, we were on that.
God bless
Kind of
you.
like a mile up from downtown. We were like a mile up from City Hall, which made the next morning pretty easy because it was just a straight
Yeah,
shot
easy
down.
walk. Yeah.
But yeah, got up at like 6:30 ish. Got to the parade, at least the parade route at like 7:15, and then from 7:15 till 12:50 was just all waiting.
What time did the parade start?
11,
Can I?
but they had to go all the way up Broad,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
start at the
yeah.
complex, go all the way up, and they were taking their time, obviously. But yeah, it took an hour and hour and 50 minutes for them to get to where I was.
Okay, can I say something really quick? This is like a quick tangent. You guys are talking about where you are, right? Like you're saying, yeah, I'm on Broad Street, I'm a mile up from Town Hall and everything like that. My brain does not think like that. Whenever I travel, like I'm lucky to know like GPS takes me to where I need to go and I have no fucking clue where anything else is in the city that I'm at. Like I'll know that street for that day for those 30 minutes that I need to navigate there and I'm not good. I'm not good with anything else. I couldn't tell you what road I was on, what highway I took to get there, nothing. I don't know if that's just me, but like Vic to me is like a human GPS. Like the way that he talks about getting to places and the highways that he took, it's
Yeah, I mean,
mind-boggling to me sometimes.
yeah, I mean, Broad Street's almost like 8 Mile for Detroit. You know what I mean? Where it's like if you say Broad, like people who generally know the city will know like
Yep.
where that is and like what it encompasses. It literally is just one street that cuts up from the bottom of Philly all the way up to the top.
It's like the main strip of Nashville. You know, like what's the name? What's the main strip of Nashville called? I don't even remember. Is that No, not Bourbon. That's New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's one of those like Broad Street Philly is one of those where it's just like it's the main strip. It stretches
Yeah.
so long, it's like you can't miss it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the route. Does Broad start at the stadiums? Does it start at Link and
Yeah, pretty
Phillies?
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
So
go up. It was just one street all the way up. There's a middle like it cuts like City Hall is in the middle of it, and they kind of just go around with one like circle, and they went like the left side and then went diagonal over to the art museum where like the Rocky steps are and like all that stuff.
it's killing me what the main strip in Nashville is, but I've never been. But it's like it's Broad Street's one of those where it's just like it's the main strip. Like
Yeah.
everything's there. That's where they do everything. You know.
But yeah, we got there super early. Mike, it was funny. You actually sent me like the like I don't know if you've seen this, Austin, but a couple got married like at the parade.
Like, as it was going by.
Yeah,
The
I'll
most-
I'll show you the photo I have because they lined up right in front of me.
most-
And Mike actually sent me this video without like knowing that I saw these people, but they were in a like convenience store or something like that.
Oh my god!
And
he's in his jersey too.
yeah, he's in a jersey.
But that's not the best part. Vic,
Yeah,
tell him the best part.
the best part is underneath the dress, she's wearing an ankle monitor.
What?
Yeah.
You heard that
Yeah.
exactly right, my guy. That is the most Philly thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Hey, but usually when you're wearing those, aren't you supposed to be at home?
No,
You
it's
get
for
some
wedding
yard
day.
time. You
Yeah,
get
that's what
some
I'm
yard
gonna say.
time, you know?
You let your parolee know that you're gonna go to the parade. You're gonna get yourself married at City Hall.
Listen, people
all
on
the
house arrest, they still have to work. They get some free
Yeah.
time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
If they're not
Although
back
would
in
be
time,
a
it beeps.
wedding story if they got the photos in, they got the ceremony in, and then she got arrested.
for violating her hours.
Violating
Yeah.
her parole.
I hope not. You know, it was a story of love. You know,
It was
that was
love.
very cool. But yeah, I'm really starting to feel my age a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
You couldn't
From
last.
that experience.
The parade really showed like how old I feel and like how old I am. So basically, on like both sides of where I was, there was two like groups of college kids. Like one was like six dudes rushing a frat, and then this other one was like a co-ed mix of like kids, maybe like college underclassmen, I would say. They got to be like 18 or 19. And so I'll start with the kids on the right. One kid was standing there. The reason why my friends and I picked this spot is because he was standing there by himself and there was like kind of gaps on the barriers. So we were like, all right, maybe we could get onto the barriers next to this kid. This was maybe at like 8:30 in the morning. Half an hour goes by. His friend comes. They start talking about some other stuff. They're like, oh, we can get into the office and that will be like our way of watching the parade. I don't know what office they were talking about. We were right next to like the Penn building and like where Temple is. So like a couple different universities. I don't know who they were, you know, whatever they were talking about. They're like, we can get into like a building to see this. So they left. Or so I thought. They like moved. I immediately was like, well, I'm taking this barrier because why not?
Dude, snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I get up on the barrier. I guess those kids didn't like they walked behind us, but didn't actually leave. I didn't know that they didn't leave. And I was kind of like, man, what fucking idiots. Like one kid was talking about how he had been there since 3 a.m.
God
like
damn.
at that spot.
God damn.
And then I was like, why would you leave?
Crazy.
You've been here since 3 a.m. and you decide to leave. I was like, you know, kind of like slandering them a little bit. I didn't realize that they hadn't left. But then like 2 minutes later, they come back to the barrier. And from 9 o'clock, I think that was about like 9. From 9 o'clock until 12:50, me and one of the kids were basically in a sumo wrestling match.
Bumping shoulders.
Yes. Like him and I were not saying anything, not getting mad or like actually physical with each other, but basically boxing each other out for space the whole time.
It's the way to do it.
But you
Yeah.
have to understand when you leave your post, it's free game.
Even for a second, yeah.
It's free game. If you leave your post, if you've been there since 3 a.m., you have to know that if you leave your post, it's over. It's like, remember like 10, 15 years ago when Black Friday was big and people used to post up in front of the stores with the chairs for the iPhones, for
Yeah.
the TV. If you lose your post, if you abandon it, it's free game. The line
Yeah.
moves up. So I think it's stupid for them to be there for 3 a.m. and then abandon it at golden time. That's on them. That's
Yeah.
not on you.
Yeah. And again, that kid and I, you know, we were bumping shoulders the whole time. And then, you know, a second kid was able to get on the barrier because I think they kind of pushed a couple down a little bit. Or like they asked, they were like, oh, do you mind if, you know, we utilize this space correctly? But yeah, for 2 or 3 hours, we were just shoulder to shoulder. Like my left knee is in so much pain. My left shoulder's in so much pain because the way I made myself like big and like took up space is I would take like my arms and lead them over the barrier and hug it kind of like this.
Yeah.
And so my left shoulder, my neck, awful. Shoveling snow this morning was such a problem because I'm in so much pain, but I was like, I have to clear the driveway. It sucked.
Dude, I would have looked
But-
at that guy and I would have been like, look, if you're trying to fuck, I got an Airbnb up there. Like, quit
Nah,
bumping
I mean,
and grinding on me.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
again, like I didn't want to say anything to him. It was kind of just an unspoken thing that we were both just going to go at each other for like 3 hours. And then, you know, it was whatever. It ended up being fine.
That sounds more realistic than what Mike was just saying. Mike, I don't see
Yeah,
you.
I
going up
don't think
to
you would
somebody-
approach
Dude,
them
if
like
you're
that,
gonna
yeah.
rub up on me, just spit on it at that point. I mean, what the
Like,
fuck, dude?
You would
Mike,
not
you
say
keep
that,
saying
bro.
this shit, but I don't think you.
Yeah,
think you would
you're not
say-
about it. I don't think
You're
you're
not
about
about
it
it.
like
But
that.
see, I want to see the difference is I want to put myself in that position. Like, if I was at a
That
Steelers
position just
parade,
happens, man.
no, I know, but listen, unspoken rules are unspoken rules. If you abandon your post, it's it's
I
free
agree.
game. You
Yeah.
know, it's like in college. It's like you kind of Your first day of classes, you kind of self-identify your chair, your seat, and that's just kind of how it goes, you know?
This is this and don't ask me how I came across this story, but I saw an article about a guy, a lawyer from Miami, right? That was at a wedding, and you know how like at some weddings they have like they got like the prime cut of meat and they're like sawing it off there for you and they put it right
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
plate.
Beautiful, beautiful.
He was at that prime rib stand, and two little girls, well, not two little girls, but like two kids came up and cut in front of him. And I don't know if they got like the last cut of meat or something like that, but
Ooh.
it was enough to piss this guy off
Ooh.
that he went to go talk to the father of those two girls. They got into it. They started yelling at each other, and the guy took the plate that he had was gonna put the meat on, right, and smashed it over that guy's
Oh,
head,
Oh,
right?
that's sick.
A fight breaks out
Beautiful.
where other guys that were clearly friends of whoever that just got the plate smashed over in his head start beating up on this dude, kicking him, punching him, all this stuff.
Jesus.
Dude, go to town.
What kind
Police
of
get
meat is this? Jesus
I
Christ.
know, I know.
Yeah.
The police got called. The guy that smashed the plate got arrested and is facing up to 5 years in prison for like assault with a deadly weapon.
It's a plate.
You could
You
classify. I
could
mean,
classify
you
it as
used a weapon. He used a weapon.
Come on.
yeah,
A
and so
deadly weapon?
and because he's a lawyer, if he's pleading not guilty right now, but if he gets convicted, then he'll get disbarred and he'll go to jail.
So what you're telling me, right now is that a ceramic plate and an AR-15 is in the same class of a deadly weapon.
That's America, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. But the real question is, if you're in that situation and you get caught, how bad you reacting? You smashing a
Uh,
plate? You yelling
No,
at the
I'm not
kids?
reacting that bad. That's
It's not
that
worth it.
there's too much on the line. Like this dude's about to lose his he's gonna get disbarred and then possibly go to jail because he didn't get like a cut of prime rib.
Well, I'm sure
It's not
he probably
especially with
wasn't
like
thinking that.
I know, but like it's also like two kids that cut in front of him. Like
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't know. I
making a
don't think it's
scene
that
over a
big of a
couple
deal.
12-year-olds. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's not worth it. It's
Like if
not.
a grown man had done that, maybe I'm like, hey man, that's fucked up. But I'm not gonna escalate it to the point where I'm physically assaulting the guy.
Some may say you're not passionate enough, Victor.
I'm not. I'm definitely. I do not care enough. I don't care enough to. If one person cut me in line, it's whatever. If a bunch of people cut me in line, maybe I'll say something. But I never think it's that serious.
You know, I never think it's that serious up front, but then the more that I think about it, the more that I take it personally. Like if I'm on the highway and I'm getting off on an exit and there's a bunch of cars built up and somebody cuts in at the last minute right in front of me, it feels like they're spitting in my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and so my
You have
blood
bad road
boils.
rage, dude. You always had bad
You know.
road
You know.
rage.
How you combat that. You leave your car in their lane a little bit.
Yes,
You ride on top of the line because
bro.
then they're not going to
This,
cut in front of you.
this is New York. I have had people come up on the shoulder, right?
Yeah.
The shoulder, they're trying to ride the shoulder past everybody. And so I'm like, no, I'm not going to let that happen. And so I merge a little bit into the shoulder, right? Just enough so that they can't get by. And they honk at me.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like,
They're
yo,
pissed.
you're keeping me from going forward. And I'm like, what world do I get honked at in this scenario?
Yeah, man.
This
It's
is why I miss, and we've all had a car like this. This is why I miss driving the truck, because when people would play chicken with me, I would straight up say, like, this truck is not worth it for me. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and smash into it because
Yeah.
I do not care. You know what I'm saying?
dude.
It
I'll
sucks
be honest
now.
with you. I do that for the Subaru I own now. I dare people. To
Please
do it.
smack into me. Please
Get-
T-bone this shit right now.
Give me the just give me the insurance payout. I'm getting a WRX.
Tell me
I dare you.
how am
I dare you to smash
supposed
into
to live without you?
There it is.
That's
right.
what's playing as he's spinning in a circle, about rolling over because he got T-boned.
That's right.
Oh God!
All
right,
but yeah, back to the parade.
Back to the parade.
The other group on my left, it it was a mix of girls and guys. Again, like I said, they were probably like 18, 19. And the street was like wide, so that like, but again, like there was a million people at this parade. You know what I mean? But they were throwing footballs around the whole time. And I'm just gonna go on record and say my stat line for that day was pretty atrocious. I was
How many attempts?
two targets, 0 catches, 0 yards, 2 drops.
Okay, were you throwing dimes or were they just
No,
not
I didn't throw I didn't want to throw the ball. I was too scared.
Oh, so you were catching.
Like I said, no, I didn't want to catch. I'm saying the ball came to me twice, and I tried to catch it, but I didn't. And there was no shot I was going to throw the ball because I didn't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the street like was maybe like 20 to 30 feet wide, like, or yards. Like if I'm like picturing a football field,
that happened
it's
to
like
me
20
once.
to 30 yards, and I was like, I don't want anything to do with having to throw this ball and then coming up short, and then having this crowd boo me.
I'll tell you my story after you tell me your story.
So again, that was just context, just like, you know, throwing the football or whatever. So the group of kids next to me, they make like one of the girls makes eye contact with one of the guys across the street who's like throwing the football. And, you know, they're both like this. It looks like they're about the same age, whatever. And she's like, oh, like he's kind of cute. Let me get like a napkin or something and like write my Snapchat down. She does it. She flags down one of the cops that are patrolling the streets. The cop walks over, gives the kid like her Snapchat or whatever.
She made the cop do the work?
Well, we were inside barricades.
Okay.
We couldn't like go to the other side.
Oh, okay.
So he gets it. It looked like he had to download Snapchat. Like it was like a long process. Like he might not have had it. He might have like created an account right on the spot or whatever.
He was too drunk.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was with his family. And so he gets the note from the cops. His family, they're all high-fiving each other. They look so happy because I think he was also like they made eye contact for a little bit while like the ball's being thrown around because like he was throwing it to the group that she was with and like whatever. So like it kind of, I guess it was like almost like a payoff for him where he was like, oh yeah, this like worked or whatever. I don't know. But his family was like high-fiving him. They all looked happy. Downloads Snapchat, I guess, goes on there, messages her. And she finds out his name is Cyrus and then immediately gets the ick. Like immediately was like, oh, I don't know about this now.
Oh, you're bringing up some shit. Let me tell you. Why?
So
go ahead, finish your story, please.
So she stops like checking her phone entirely.
Jesus Christ.
He did nothing wrong.
I know. It's just his name.
Dude, that bugs the shit out of me. Don't even get me started.
Like, you're going to put on that kind of a spectacle, play it off
Yeah.
today. You don't have to meet up with him later, but
yeah.
like, send him a couple messages.
This is why. Go ahead. Go. Please.
No. Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm going to pause you right there. I don't know what you're going to say. I'm going to pause you. I thought it was going to be like a meet cute, dude. It was Valentine's Day. Like she wrote down her like information on like a note and had a cop pass it to the kid like from across the street. I was like, oh my God. Like, you know, you guys watch those videos where it's like the couples and he's like, oh, how did you guys meet or whatever. It's like, that's such a great story. You know what I mean? A very, very cute story. Like, oh, I met him at the Philly parade on Valentine's Day.
A beautiful Philly love story. Should be a Hallmark movie.
She just stopped responding to him.
That bitch.
Okay, all right, reel it in, Mike. she would like anytime he would get the ball, like if the ball rolled to him and like, you know, whatever, he would throw it back at the group to try and get like her attention. And she was just like wasn't looking over. Really trying to avoid eye contact. I don't know how. Maybe she gave him the benefit of the doubt afterwards. Like maybe she messaged him back later. It didn't seem like that was going to happen after, you know, the parade was over. But
I don't think you can come back from that. Like,
no.
There's a difference between ghosting and then like being visible. Like I can see you.
Yeah.
Not looking at me.
Let me know when it's my turn.
Go ahead, Mike. Go. Let's
ahead.
let's hear what you have to say about that.
Let me sip this wine real quick because it's gonna be good. Hold on.
Jesus. Maybe take that robe out a little bit.
I may stand for this. This is why men's mental health is at an
Oh my
all-time low.
God.
But I'm going to tell you why. What did he do wrong? What did that guy do wrong?
No, he didn't do anything wrong.
So
he just has a weird name.
Yeah.
So why is he getting punished? He did nothing wrong. She was the one that made all the intent to pursue. She wrote her Snapchat down, gave it to the cop. Cop approached him. He downloaded or he added her. They started messaging. What did he do wrong? What is he gonna do when he goes home that night? How's he gonna think? As us guys, we assess. We self-reflect. We're like, what did we do wrong? What could we do better? What did he do wrong? This is gonna scar him now into the future because guess what? He did nothing wrong, and he's getting punished. He's getting
Okay.
punished.
Listen, sometimes you don't have to do anything wrong.
I don't love it.
Sometimes it doesn't work. I
I
don't
don't
know.
love it.
Like,
Hold the phone.
No.
You guys, Mike, especially you.
Why? Wait. Excuse me.
You guys, you look over Victor's shoulder while he's on Hinge, going back and forth, swiping between different girls. Like, nah, I don't like that. Nah, what's that quote? Nah, I don't like that look. Swipe, swipe. You do the same shit.
I'm here hyping my boy up.
Yeah.
I'm here
She has
hyping my
the
boy up.
balls to do it in person. So I almost want to flip flop now that I've heard your bullshit and say I support her.
Really? Wait, excuse me. Excuse me.
That's funny.
We're supposed
I
to
don't-
support each other.
listen, I don't see anything that she like did wrong.
I don't
Yeah,
see anything
was
that
maybe
he
a
did wrong. What did he do wrong?
No, he didn't do anything wrong either. But I'm just saying.
So
it
why is
doesn't
he getting
work. Sometimes
punished?
it just doesn't work. That's not punishment.
That's punishment.
That's not
I don't give
punishment.
a
Not,
shit.
someone not responding to your text or your Snapchats or
But
whatever.
she
is not
wanted it. But she
punishment.
wanted it. She wanted it. That's the point I'm telling you. Is that she initiated that,
That's
and then
crazy.
she's like,
That's crazy
this is-
phrasing. That's
Nah,
crazy
dog.
phrasing. That is
she
crazy
All
phrasing,
right, we'll
dude.
say she initiated it, and then now because of a name, something that's kind of insignificant.
I'm like, this
She's
is-
like, nah, dog.
this is sounding.
That's
real
not
predatory.
insignificant. Imagine having to say that every morning. Oh, good morning, Cyrus. Oh, Cyrus, deeper, deeper. Imagine having to do that. Imagine having to do that. Can't you see where this kind of, I understand. I understand what she did.
I mean, but you can get.
No one has to do anything wrong. I'm just saying, I get it.
I mean,
He's-
like if she was really about it, I'm sure Cyrus had a middle name. Hopefully, it's not as bad as his first name.
Maybe some nicknames. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like
Cyrus Osama bin Laden,
Oh,
whatever his
Jesus
last
Christ.
name is.
Okay, yeah. Because what I said was bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what I said was
I
horrendous.
mean, listen,
but
what I
sure.
said was a joke. I don't
Bring up a
think
world
you're
terrorist. That's
joking.
funny. You know.
But
Fuck
I'm just
me, I
saying,
guess.
no, I'm just saying that's how, his middle name could not be a thing you use. I don't know.
Nobody's saying use
I'm making
middle
a
name.
joke,
People
alright.
make. Yes, I understand. I don't love it.
Yep.
I'm gonna sit here and tell you boys I don't love it for the sake of men's mental health. He did nothing wrong. In fact, he
I'm-
didn't do anything because she
Listen,
initiated.
He's a young, strapping lad. I'm assuming in college. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll get over it.
But
Yeah.
guys, you know what? We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna get there. We're not gonna get there on it. He
Mike,
did
are you
nothing
putting
wrong.
yourself in this guy's shoes right
He's
now?
not.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
doing it.
self-reflecting on what could I do better, and there's nothing he could have done better.
Change your name.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Mike,
Simple as
hold on.
that.
Mike, I need to hear the story now because clearly there's been some instance in your life where you have been written off for something small. So I want to hear it, dude. Who hurt you?
And it might be under that robe.
it might be under that robe.
Bow chicka wow chicka wow chicka wow.
That was a bold choice, by the way, to wear this robe on the podcast.
Yeah, what the
today.
fuck?
I don't understand what's going on. Are you
Uh,
going for the Hugh Hefner look, or
I
because
feel like
glasses are
you.
confusing me?
I thought we were continuing all wearing glasses on the podcast. I thought that's what we were doing.
Well, I need these to see.
Yeah, I don't. Need
Like,
I thought we determined.
Like,
Oh yeah,
these-
yours are
no.
prescription.
What
yes,
we
yes.
determined was that you guys don't like when people wear them out in public when they don't need to, and now I feel insecure. So
No. See, this is where you fucking do this all the time. I told you that I'm not comfortable yet. You do this shit all the time to piss me off, and it works. 10 out of 10 works. I told you I'm not comfortable wearing them out as a fraud. This
Right.
is what I'm talking about.
Right.
Anyways,
you don't feel like a fraud right now.
I feel like a fraud in the comfort of my own home. I don't feel like a fraud in public, and they're
This
also
is
working.
public.
Wait,
The
what?
blue light. I'm using this for intent purposes. Like I'm using this for the protection of blue light right now. But
Right.
if you're asking me to go to a restaurant and wear these, it's pointless. It's pointless.
Of course, it's pointless. All I'm saying is that you guys hurt me. You shamed me, and so now I'm
Oh
not.
my!
Hold on. Don't say you
Get the
guys.
fucking
Sorry.
violence.
It was just
Get the
Mike,
I was
fucking
gonna say it was
violence.
one person.
Mike
Get the
shamed me, and now there you go.
get the fucking violence.
There it is.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl halftime. And subsequently, let's talk about I didn't listen to it, but Drake's response to this halftime. I will say this. Was the halftime show good? Yeah. Was it great? No, in my opinion. I think the reason why is because if you look back on after it, the only point that people emphasize is him singing, Kendrick Lamar singing Not Like Us. We don't get to see videos of all the other songs he sang. So obviously the focal point is him doing his thing at the end. Okay. So we know it was inevitable. He was going to do it. For people to think that he wasn't going to do it, it was inevitable. He was going to do it, and he did it in his own creative way, which I thought was genius. He did it, brought out Samuel L. Jackson, the whole thing, brought out Serena. Serena. Did you expect that? I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, there's like a lot of deeper meaning and
Yeah,
not only
no.
the show, but like also like Serena's appearance.
Yeah, and the whole game over and the whole thing. No, I
Yeah.
understand that. This is what I want to ask as a question. It's related to the halftime show, but not directly. Like at the end of the day, I thought the halftime show was good. It wasn't great. We all know Kendrick's good. I knew inevitably he was going to do Not Like Us. He did the whole thing. He wore women's size 29 flare jeans, whatever the case is. There, it's now hot. How come? So everybody's talking about Serena's appearance, which I fucking loved. I loved Serena's appearance and the dance and the whole that. I'm asking this in a serious case. Is the term crip walk a bad term? Like, how come are people saying like it's the sea walk or is this and that? Like, is using the term crip walk a bad term? Because obviously that was the dance she was doing, and obviously she's from Compton. The whole thing, that's her originality. But why is it truly like a bad term to say crip walk, or is it a slur? Is it a bad term? I'm confused on it.
Well, it's gang related.
I understand
it's like
that
the
it's
Crips,
I
but
understand it's gang related,
I
but
don't
like
think it's a
when
I don't think it's a
people
bad term.
when people were reflecting back on it, like everybody's saying like, oh, the sea walk and this and that, and we know she did it at Wimbledon, and we know like a couple people like when Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, they asked Snoop Dogg not to do the crip walk, and he ended up doing it, the whole thing. But like I didn't realize, like, is that truly like a bad thing to say that she was crip walking? Because like I loved every minute of it. I loved her 10-second appearance doing it. And I think we should hone on that a little more because the deeper meaning was fucking dirty and I love it. But is it truly bad to say that to use that term crip walking?
I don't think that I have the cultural background to answer that question properly because at a surface level I'm like, nah, it's a dance. I don't know, right? Like, who cares? But maybe that there's something about that term or the reason that it's not said because you're not a part of something. Like, I don't know, but it looked fucking cool.
It just seemed like,
Yeah.
and I'm truly asking that on information because it just seemed like when everybody reflected, right, and that's the thing about the halftime shows, everybody reflected on him doing Not Like Us and not anything before. If you go on a little bit, but everybody really focused on the diss. But
Who's
like
everybody,
when
Mike? What study
people
did you do?
was that
What study did you do to find that information?
Facebook Reels, dog, you know me, I do my
Oh my
research.
God,
You know I do
Jesus
my research.
Christ, dude.
But I'm just feeling like, when people reported on the halftime show and stuff, they focused on Not Like Us and they focused on the cameo of Serena, this and that. But everybody's like, Sea Walk. She did the Sea Walk. She did the Sea Walk. And I'm like, is it really that bad of a term? Is it something we can't kind of like
I'm
talk
sure
about?
like articles and stuff like that and whatever, they just don't want to be like gang affiliated or anything like that or have
No,
anything
I
relating to
understand that.
gangs or whatever. But I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I don't know.
I have no clue.
Yeah, like Austin
But-
said, I'm not educated enough to
Yeah.
make a
But what
judgment.
I will say though is that I think that I thought that the whole thing was pretty good. At first, I was like, I can't. Well, I'll say that I listened to the television broadcast on shoot, what was it, CBS or something like that? I don't know. I can't remember what network it was, but I couldn't hear him like because his mic wasn't working properly, and then they had a YouTube TV stream where apparently it was much clearer, so I couldn't hear him for a lot of the stuff up front. And so I was like, it was meh. But then I went back and I watched it again, and I thought it was actually really good. But he played a lot of good songs, and
Yeah.
yeah, the dude didn't have a lot of dance moves in his in his little
No.
Rolodex there, but like all the choreography was good. I thought all the people running out of that out of the GNX was dope,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, I agree.
So and I like Kendrick stuff. I listened to it. He did stuff off the new album, and yeah, I get that he only did the songs that he has the rights to, and that's a business move, like whatever, right? But it was still cool. It was still hyped up, right? Um, I just I don't know. I thought it was a cool moment for the culture,
Yeah.
even though it's not really for me, right? It's not. I'm not the target audience. I still thought it was. I thought it was cool.
No,
But
Yeah.
I
I
thought
did.
the message was I thought the whole thing was good. The choreography, the message, what he was trying to do was good. It all made sense. That's why I said it was a good halftime show. But the focal point, unfortunately, was him just shitting on Drake the
Wait,
whole
why is
time.
that unfortunate?
Yeah. That's also cool.
That's dope.
No, I
Yeah.
know, but it kind of takes away from the initial message that he was trying to do.
Why?
I don't think it takes away. I understand what you're saying. People are kind of overlooking that, the message that he was trying to
Yeah,
put
yeah.
out
Oh,
there
I
to
see, I see.
talk about the diss. But I don't know. I think that's for those people to figure out.
I think it's in the same vein too, right? Like if you're talking about suppression, you're talking about um um marginalization or anything like that, right? Like the current state of America, like that plays into it too. You're not gonna fucking censor me. Like here we go.
Yeah.
You know, don't tell me what not to do. Like you said, it's bigger than the music. It's bigger than the beef. Um, so I don't know. I thought it was cool.
No, I thought it was cool. I love the car. I love the
Yeah.
car. Is it a Buick? What is it?
It's a Buick GNX.
I love the
Yeah.
car. I love the whole get. I love what he was trying to do. It wasn't about that. I just feel like a lot of his message got overshadowed because at the end he stuck it to Drake. Now, did you
Well, I
guys
mean,
hear?
how could he not though? I mean, that song won 5
It
Grammys. It
was
was the biggest song of
inevitable.
2024. Like, even if it wasn't about the rap beef, like there was no way he wasn't playing that song.
100%. I agree with that. People who thought he wasn't going to do it was stupid. He was going to
Yeah.
do it. It was
I
just a
mean, the
matter of
whole
time.
the whole crowd in unison singing A minor like that.
Did you see the
I don't,
chain?
there's
Ooh,
you can't come back
ooh.
from that.
No.
Yeah, no, you can't come back
So
from
did
that.
you
It's
hear?
over.
Did you hear his? Did you hear Drake's album that he
I
released on
didn't hear
Friday?
it. I've been
Yeah.
hearing a lot of mixed reviews on it. I saw like an Instagram reel kind of making fun of it before hopping on this, where it was just like, oh yeah, like I don't know, he's doing some interesting things, like taking shots at women, I guess, on either the album or his Instagram, where he's like, he's like like he's following certain like people that he thinks has slighted him as part of the Kendrick beef, and it's like not taking shot at those guys, but rather like, he's following some record exec's like 18-year-old daughter on Instagram or something like that to like send a message or something. And it's like a lot of people have been saying, it's like, why won't you take a shot at these men? Why are you taking shots at, like, why are you just going after women instead of going at men? Which again, I didn't even listen to the album. This is all just off of reading social media stuff, so I could be completely wrong on this. But
I don't know. I don't know
I don't
enough
know.
about that shit either. Like I only hear about the weird stuff. Like I heard about the whole DJ Khaled thing, and
Yeah.
did you guys hear about that?
No.
Where he DJ Khaled is dropping an album, or he's supposed to be dropping an album, and he put out a whole promo video, like fully produced out, like could have been a movie, like 7-minute promo video with like Mark Wahlberg and everything, um, promoting the album, and then Mark Wahlberg has some line about like Drake having 2 tracks on the album, and Drake commented on the YouTube post, I think, and was like, "That is like might be like Drake Bell, but it's not me,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right? It, like,
Mm.
better be Drake Bell, right? Like, and so I guess DJ Khaled had to he took down the video, right? And then I think he even delayed the release of his album now because I think he needed to take Drake's stuff off of the album. So it's like,
That's so
Jesus.
weird.
yeah. I don't know what the move is. Like, is the move that he's trying to like he's trying to control the message and he doesn't want songs to go out that could potentially misconstrue like his current feelings because I'm sure he recorded those songs like however long ago, right?
After hearing some of the stuff on, like I said, I haven't heard the album, but I've heard snippets. I've like listened to some social media reaction, but like I don't think he's going for any type of quality control on the like. There's a song of him fully like speaking Spanish on this last thing, and then he's also like, yeah, fuck a rap beef. We're here to like get the party started or something like that. So I don't think there's really I don't know what he's trying to push across. Maybe he just felt slighted by Khaled some way and was like, "All right, well, fuck you. I don't want to be on your album anymore." But again, that's a weird way to put it.
And
It's just a weird way to do it in the Instagram comments if he didn't want to be on Khaled's album when he's also like very willing to throw like a public court case out against his own record label and like Kendrick. You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's just weirdo behavior.
I've never heard about any beef between him and Khaled. He's always been on his stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just weird like and now people are saying that Drake might come back. Like he put out this album with Party Next Door and then he's going to like pick up the rap beef again like nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
it's just so fun to watch. Like,
Yeah.
he just keeps getting weirder and weirder, but it's so cool to be a part of.
Yeah.
Like, what rap beef ends on the Super Bowl halftime show?
No. I mean, it's over.
Yeah,
Like Kendrick said with the ending, game over. I
yeah.
don't see how you reignite this without. I mean, on top of that, Drake released the last song in the beef. It was just so bad that no one gave a shit about it. That's why Kendrick didn't come with a response.
What was his last song?
The Heart Part 6,
Oh,
where
that's
he
right.
like took Kendrick's like cuz Kendrick releases like I think it's either like on albums or like sometimes as like one-off singles, but it's like the Heart Part like whatever, the Heart Part 3, the Heart Part 4, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And like that's like kind of like a running recurring thing he's had in like his work, and Drake tried to steal it because the Heart Part 6 was like the next iteration, which
Mhm.
Kendrick still had a song on in the latest album with titled the Heart Part 6, but Drake put that out last in the beef, and it was just so bad that people forget. Like I was in not in an argument, but someone after the halftime show was like, "Oh, it's weird, like didn't Kendrick like drop last with Not Like Us?" It's like, no, he didn't. Drake actually dropped last in that beef, but Kendrick just didn't even dignify it with a response because it was kind of ass.
Yeah. And he already had a banger.
Yeah, I mean, again, song of the year,
Song of the
and
year.
5 Grammys to back it up.
Mike, you look pissed.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying, like, can we just acknowledge that, like, what we listen to, like, the people who were big and like at the end of high school and into college are just not in the game anymore. Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, Drake had a great run. It's not what it is. Lil
Drake's not.
Wayne, who will forever be a legend, obviously didn't get picked to do the Super Bowl in New Orleans for a reason. And we all know that was a big Jay-Z move, but like it does not have much influence like it is. Nicki Minaj, just not what it is. Like, like you have to pass the baton eventually, whether you want to or not. It happens in sports, it has it in music or this and that. But like Drake's influence has been great and will be, influential, but like at some point it dries up. It dries up. Let's just call it what it is.
I still think he has that.
He does. Drake will
He
last for
Yeah,
a
No, and I'm not
long
saying it's
time.
right. I'm not saying he's dried up right now. But what I'm saying is like this beef is keeping him going and his OVO and all that. But like eventually that's gonna give. Like, I mean, at what point? Like, I mean, at what point? the greatest of the greats had to give it up. You know, at what point did Joe Namath in sports have to give it up? At one
Okay,
point,
you said the greatest of the greatest. You bring out Joe Namath,
no, but I'm
buddy.
just
He
saying,
was
like,
ass, bro.
but he was so influential. Even though he was bad, he was so influential
I
for
don't
the
think he's
game.
all right. Okay, I don't know about that.
Yeah, he won
It-
one Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is, like, he was so look at Frank Sinatra, like, on top of the world, but he had to give it up at some point. Like, at some point, you just have to give it up.
He's like,
Like,
even Jason Giambi had to come down.
I don't even know
Heavy.
who that is. I don't even know who that is. I have no clue who that is.
I get your point. I just don't think that's happening for Drake for a little bit.
No,
I
and,
think
like,
he's still kind of top dog.
but like at some point, and like Austin's not gonna like to hear it, but like at some point, like Beyonce's gonna have to give it up.
No.
I don't know about that either, man.
I don't know about that either. I don't think that's
She just switched genres and won a Grammy. I think she's all right. I think
Yeah.
she's fine.
and she's gonna go on tour. And
Yeah,
make
25 years.
I'm not saying right now. I'm
greatness
not
right
saying
now.
right now. I'm just saying like it's gonna
Beyonce,
sometimes it runs
Beyonce
out.
will give up her throne when she's dead.
And we've had people do that before, right? Whitney Houston, Selena. We've had not Selena Gomez, but you know Selena, the,
All right,
the
yeah,
But
Hispanic.
those were
like,
premature deaths, right? Like,
Whitney, not so much, I don't think, but Selena for sure. She was shot. Like,
yeah, exactly. But even like I would say I would equate it to Frank Sinatra, right? Like that dude was on top until he went out.
right. But like at some point, like it gives, and like at some point, Drake's reign is going to give, and
Yeah.
and he just has to understand that. Like the brand isn't going to last forever. It will stay legacy. The legacy will stay, but the brand doesn't last forever. People are going to move on. You know.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I mean, it's true for anybody, but like I just don't think Drake's anywhere close to
Yeah.
that right now.
Listen,
No.
guys, we used to be studs. Now I'm almost 190 pounds. You know what I'm
know.
saying? It
You're-
doesn't last forever.
This
Doesn't
dude is
last.
still a stud.
Yeah.
You know, don't
Boys
write
will-
me out.
Boys, we're all studs.
Yeah.
Are
All
we
right.
talking about studs like the girls that look like?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're studs in that in that regard.
Until apparently until they find out our first names, then we get ghosted. But
Hey,
Jesus, man.
maybe until they find out your first name.
this dude named Michael used to ride motorcycles. You know what I'm saying?
All right, next
All
topic.
Yeah, let's finish this one off. Austin, I know I asked you yesterday when I met with you.
Yeah.
Mike, I assume you haven't seen this, but have you guys seen any of the Montoya Por Favor stuff over the past week? It's been like eating the internet up.
Negative.
Okay. Well, so I'll give you guys some background on it. It's Reel of the Week, so this is why Discord was needed. Have you guys heard of Temptation Island?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So for those listening that don't know what Temptation Island is, it is basically like 8 couples go on to this love, like it's a reality TV show about love. They go on this show with their partners, and usually they are trying to either like test the strength of their relationship, or they're already on the rocks and are like looking to see if like this is even worth it anymore. So they're basically split. The couples are split between, 8 guys and 8 girls, and then put into 2 separate houses where they're not paired up with, but basically they're 8 single and like attractive people of like the opposite gender. So like the men in the relationship are, in a house with 8 new girls they've never met before, vice versa for the women. So obviously in a lot of like reality shows and TV and stuff like that, they do challenges to see, you get perks or whatever for the next stage. I don't, whatever. So there's this couple, Montoya and Anita. This is in Temptation Island, Spain, by the way. This is not in America. This is in Spain. This will be the Reel of the Week will be in Spanish. There's going to be
Beautiful.
English subtitles, but it will be in Spanish.
Austin, you got it right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it. Easy.
Yeah. So, and again, they're paired off in these like different houses just to see if any boundaries are crossed, because then that like tells you what your relationship is or what it isn't, basically. And so Montoya and Anita, another caveat to the show is the couples are then forced to watch all the other stuff that happens in the other house.
Oh.
So Anita sees that Montoya, and again, this is for a challenge. It's not like he was doing this of free will. Again, you could argue, he could have not participated or whatever, or sat out, or been as enthusiastic to participate. But basically, Montoya gets a lap dance during the challenge. Anita sees this and gets upset, and then goes to get her revenge. And that's all I'll say leading up into. I have 3 different clips. I have 3 clips for this. So
ready.
So hop in the Discord now. I'm gonna start playing them.
¡Qué vergüenza, por Dios! ¡Que le estás buscando al vecino, te lo quiere dar! ¡Tonta! ¡Mira, ya está! ¡Toma! ¡Guarra! ¡Cago en la puta! ¡Me voy de aquí! ¡Por favor!
All right, so for our audio listeners, basically Montoya just watched Anita in a pool with another man, getting her butt smacked on. Montoya got so upset, he ripped his shirt open, which he does a lot on the show, I guess, apparently, when he's upset. Is just ripping that thing open. He ripped it open, kind of cried a little bit, and then kicked the stand down that had an iPad where he was watching the footage, and then ran onto the beach. And that's not even that's a precursor to the video I'm about to show. All right. That is a precursor.
Shit, there's more.
This is already seeming like if anybody in our group here would do this, it's Mike.
What the fuck, dude? Are you for real? Okay,
He's ripping
you're
off
saying
their
that that's
and running to the beach. It's you, bro.
dog.
Yeah.
I don't have those kind of abs. I want to do that shit.
No, I'm not talking about the abs. I'm just saying you would react that way for sure.
Would you not react that way? I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, I'd be upset for sure. But look at you. You're wearing your robe right now. You're ready to throw it off in a fit of rage.
All right. Let's go to the second video.
Play the
This one's
fucking
2
video.
minutes long. This is 2 minutes long.
2
Just a moment,
minutes?
guys. Yes. Trust me, you need all 2 minutes.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Cámara 11. Le da pena, mira, qué asco, tío. Qué asco, cariño. ¿Cómo te vas a arrepentir de esto, cariño? Con la gambita, que me ha reventado. ¡Me ha reventado! ¡Llora! ¡Llora! ¡Llora con ese escombro! ¡Llora! ¡Esto es lo que quieres en tu vida!
¿Que vamos a dormir?
Sí.
Siéntate, por favor,
Es
Montoya.
lamentable, ya ha hecho un antes y un después, tío. Lo hace por venganza, ya hay que usar la respuesta, tío. No quiero esto verlo, quiero ir. ¿Quieres ir a la playa?
por favor,
¿Descansar?
Montoya.
Venga, lo voy a ver contigo, venga, vamos a ver lo que... Vale.
Un papa frita va a llorar a la playa.
Qué vergüenza, plapa frita, tú eres un mierda de persona. Te vas a arrepentir toda tu vida de esto. Disfruta, disfrútalo, disfruta. Me ha reventado por dentro. Me ha reventado por dentro.
Tranquilo, Montoya, por
Yo no he
favor.
hecho nada, coño. Solamente de ti. ¿Quiere dormir, te ha dicho?
Si no estuvieras aquí, no sudaría.
¿Puedo ver esto, Sandra? ¡Cabrona!
Por favor, Montoya, por favor. Por favor, Montoya.
¡Cabrón!
¡Montoya! ¡Montoya!
¡No te amo!
¡Montoya, vuelve!
Te estaba deseando, tío.
¿Dónde está?
¡Montoya, por favor!
¡No te amo! ¡Ah!
¡Montoya! ¡Montoya!
¡Me han destrozado! ¡Me han destrozado! ¿Dónde está? ¡Ah! ¡Me han reventado por dentro! ¡Me han destrozado! ¡Te vas a arrepentir toda tu vida!
Bro, what Europeans can show and what they can't show in these TV shows are insane, dude. I can't believe I think there's a cut. I couldn't find it, but there is a cut of him just watching her get railed out, and he's devastated.
the fact that it got me. First of all, I was thinking, props to that camera guy for like hauling it with him
Yeah.
down that beach, right? But then when they cut to them going at it like jackrabbits, I was like,
The houses where they're at are split by like a mile. He
So he was-
sprinted like a mile on the beach to get there.
Jesus Christ! And obviously we didn't get to see the rest, but did he
Yeah.
run into the house?
So he got basically outside, and then everyone kind of stopped him. Anita came out and basically was like, "Yeah, like you did this. It's your fault. Like you know what you did." And so he like walks off onto the beach, like all upset again. And then like 2 minutes later, Anita gets really upset and then comes to like find him and is like, we should leave. Like we don't need to be on this anymore. Like I love you and stuff like that. And he's like not like receptive to it.
Are you kidding me?
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
he got a lap dance.
Yeah.
He got a lap dance with I'm assuming they were having some kind of party or something like that. And then
Yeah.
her
Well, it was
response
like it was an event or it was a challenge for the show.
of like, oh, would you get a lap dance?
Yeah. And I will say, he also participated in the lap dance. There's one photo I saw where he was like basically in the 69 position. And he was also shaking it. So, like
Yeah.
not innocent in my opinion. Like
Right.
again, maybe that's an extreme. Maybe they could have, not
Yeah.
taken it that far, but I don't really think it's not like he was absolved of all guilt or whatever, in my opinion.
This, first of all, hilarious.
Yeah.
This is like, if you're taking somebody onto this show, right? Like nobody here is there for genuine therapy,
No.
right? Like you're gonna go onto the show and the producers are gonna tell you, you can be on the show, but somebody's got to cheat, right? Like somebody's got to fuck up.
Yeah.
So if you go onto that show thinking that you're gonna get out of there scot free, maybe one couple does that, but like
Yeah. What do you say?
what
You're
it is.
either trying to get famous or like, you're doing this for clout. It's not like you're genuinely there to figure out your like problems.
Yeah, and nobody that's producing that show is rooting for you. Like you don't put it together and edit like that
Yeah. No,
When-
not at all.
when you're like, yo, these two should be together.
Yeah. Here, I'll play the last clip because it's like 10 seconds, but it shows Montoya again just in peril.
¡Que me voy ya! ¡Que me quiero ir, coño! Que yo no valgo para esto, que no quiero más sonrisa. Que no me gusta nadie, tío. Que no me gusta nadie. Que se quede con Sandra, que me voy, te lo juro. Que no quiero llorar ni nada, que me voy, que mi familia no quiero que vea esto.
Like it's clearly broken him, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell what order all those things went in. Was that after
Yeah.
he ran over there and they stopped him?
I don't know. I can't tell. I honestly think it might be the first one where he like kicked the iPad over. It might be in the same. I can't tell. But either way, it seems like this guy loves to rip his shirt,
He does.
have eccentric freakouts, which again, that just plays really well to a reality TV show.
Yeah, he's gonna get invited back
Yeah.
for sure. And let's be honest, right? If I was out here with 6-pack abs on a beach on a show where I was supposed to like flirt it up, I'm ripping my shirt off. You kidding me?
Of course. And and I will say, I don't know if they ended up getting back together. Obviously, their show is probably over,
Mm.
like filming wise, but it's still on air, so you don't know any of like the results for whatever. But he did end up getting his revenge on her by sleeping with someone in the other house, and she was upset about that, obviously. So
Stay strong, King.
yeah, it's probably for the best that they don't get back together. It seems like anyone who goes on the show probably shouldn't be in a couple in the first place. Like if you
No.
but
No.
but yeah, that's real of the week for you guys.
That's great.
Montoya, por favor. just the like, and you know what's crazy? The interviewer Sandra, she ends up catching up to him, not on the beach, but like when he gets to the other house,
Mhm.
she like comes in like, so props to her for keeping up too. Like,
Yeah. The whole
Yeah, she
production
ran a
of-
40-yard dash. She ran a 40-yard dash.
the whole production team is behind him, and they got the little video too.
Yeah.
And the TV back over, like, no, watch.
It's like the cameramen on the Maury show when they find out they're not the father. You know what I'm saying? They're just
Yeah.
hauling ass while they're running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hope those guys get paid. I hope they're
That's
getting paid.
that's an athletic job, man.
You know, which I don't know if we'll have time for this podcast, but we should talk about our Jerry Springer experience. Because
should.
we all went to see Jerry Springer. And if we don't have time today, please make that the starting point of the next one. Because
Yeah, we can talk about it next time.
we saw some things. We saw some things on that.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. And there's a photo. There's a photo of Victor and I on
Yeah,
camera.
on TV. Yeah.
Probably shocked at the first. Do you remember the first scenario they brought out?
No. I'll
Boy,
be honest,
do
I don't
I.
remember.
Boy,
I don't remember
do
any
I.
of it.
I do remember it.
You remember
We
it?
sh- I do, but we should save it for the next one.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
All right, guys. That about wraps us up for episode 130 of Laundry in the Basement.
Oh, ow.
Number.
Are
yeah.
you reeling in the years?
No outro.
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, we did get copyright struck for another episode that you guys weren't on where we were using music.
Oh, okay.
So-
sorry. We're good.
Yeah. So again, probably never bringing back real music to end the show. That's why we have the intro now. Mike, like I said, if you want to sing the outro, you can sing it. That could be your thing. I don't know, but for now,
Why
we'll just
don't-
keep using the
Well,
AI.
all
one.
three of us are musical. How about we just like throw a shitty?
I'm not writing a real
know.
outro music. I want it to be funny.
Who's musical? I'm not musical.
Dog, play the triangle. Whatever, you know, like get in there.
Electric Triangle?
The come on, the electric triangle.
Yeah, why not?
That's like throwing a toaster in a bath. What are you talking about, electric
What?
triangle?
What the fuck?
What are these
Oh my God.
comparisons?
Thank you
dude?
guys for
Yeah.
listening to episode
What do
130
you-
of Laundry at the
Yeah.
Basement. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Our Venmos are open, by the way. You know, just want to throw that out there.
Yeah,
Mine isn't. I'm not.
yeah.
You know whose Venmo's not open? That guy that got ghosted at the Philly parade is not open.
No, that guy should
again.
have a go fund me up.
Get him on
Yeah.
the podcast. Get him on the podcast.
No.
Christ.
We want to
All right,
hear his
guys,
version.
well,
Okay,
I
listen.
don't-
Get
I
him
don't
on the
care to hear his- I
podcast.
don't care to
We want to
his
hear his version, and then we'll get her on the podcast. Listen to her version. Have you ever guys heard those the second date updates? Jubal in the morning. You guys ever see those videos? We
Oh,
should do
yeah,
that
yeah,
for that
yeah, yeah.
couple. We should do that.
Well, second date updates. I don't think there's a first date. So
Well, we
let's-
want to know what happened.
I think I know what happened. I think we all know what happened.
I think we do.
It's pretty. Whatever. Just click the link in this bio so you can find us on everywhere. Yeah. I got nothing else. I'll see you guys next week.
See you guys later.
No.
This is all we got until you write us an outro, Mike.